In business, they call it a profit and loss statement where you see income minus expenses equals profit. But for most people, it's wages minus expenses equal broke. Grab a piece of paper, use a Google Sheet, use an Excel sheet, it does not matter. But what I want you to do is take a look at last month's bank statements, credit card statements, and debit card statements, and write down at the top all of your income and income sources. So if you worked a job, you made money from investments, you made money from your side hustle, you made money from your business, write down all of your income sources at the top, and then I want you to write down every single expense that you had last month. It's gonna take some time. And yes, I want you to do this to the penny, because if you don't know where your money is going, you cannot optimize it. And once you write it down, well, then you can also categorize it by housing expenses, automobile expenses, eating expenses, and things like that. So you have your income, then you write down all of your expenses, and you're gonna do each one. Get your debit card statement, get your credit card statement, get your bank account statements, and write them all out here. And then after you finish that, write down how much money you saved, if any, how much money did you invest, if any, and how much money did you give, if any. This financial statement is the backbone for managing your money better, because if you don't know where your money went, you're never gonna know where your money goes. This brings me to step number 2, create a system for your money. This is how the majority of people statistically are spending their money. You make your money from your job, and then you spend your money, and then you wonder where all of your money went. No more of that. What wealthy people do is they make money, and even before they earn that money, they know how much of this money is going to be spent. They know how much of this money is going to be invested, and they also know how much money is going to be saved. That way they never spend all of their money. In order to make this happen, the very first thing you have to do is go to your bank and create 3 different bank accounts. One bank account for your savings money, one bank account for your investment money, one bank account for your spending money. And it's gonna seem a little tedious, but you have to do this, because what I've seen happen time and time and time again is people that put all their money in one bank account, you sometimes forget which money is supposed to be for your investments, how much of that money is supposed to be saved, and how much you're allowed to spend. And then you go into the mall, you go to Best Buy, you see the nice new TV on sale, and then all of a sudden your investment money goes onto a brand new TV. And to prevent that from happening, you have to separate these bank accounts. And most banks will allow you to do this for free. If your bank is costing you money, get a new bank. Once you have 3 different bank accounts, the next thing you need to do is come up with a system of how much of your income is going to be used for spending versus investing versus savings. A simple rule of thumb that you can follow that I like to teach is 75, 15, 10, which says for every dollar that you earn from here on out, 75 cents is the maximum that you're allowed to spend, 15 cents is the minimum you're allowed to invest, and 10 cents is the minimum you save. Now, when you do that, the first thing that people say is, oh my God, Jaspreet, how in the world do you expect me to live off of 3/4 of every dollar that I earn? And what I want you to remember here is you are doing this to make yourself wealthy, not to make yourself suffer. But in order to become wealthy, you have to have money to invest. Because if you spend all of your money, well, you're making everybody else rich and you never get rich. The next thing that I want you to think about is, if the government tomorrow was going to raise your taxes by 25%, what would you do? Well, you'd probably kick, complain, scream, cry, and then you'd figure it out, because if you don't pay your taxes, you're gonna go to jail. And the reason why taxes are so successful in getting paid, especially when you're an employee, is because your government will take your taxes before you can spend the money. Your taxes are taken out of your paycheck directly, so you can't accidentally spend it, which is why I want you to treat this like a tax, which is the last thing that I want you to do: automate this different distribution. When you go and create these 3 different bank accounts, many banks will also allow you to create an automatic transfer or an automatic withdrawal and deposit into these accounts. So if you know how much money you're making, you can automatically create a transfer where money moves from this account to this account to this account to this account. That way you do not accidentally spend your investment money, and you can't accidentally spend your savings money. This way you have a system to always have money to invest and always have money to save before you spend all of your money. And then before you know it, you have these bank accounts that are growing without you having to do anything. Yes, it requires sacrifice, but you're never gonna build wealth without making any of that sacrifice. Now, for those of you that are investors or want to become investors, a reminder that my team at Briefs Media publishes a free daily newsletter called Market Briefs, where we break down what's happening in things like the economy, stocks, housing, crypto, and the global economy into a fun, witty, and easy to read newsletter. We have hundreds of thousands of investors that are reading Market Briefs every morning. Plus, when you join Market Briefs, you'll also get my investing masterclass masterclass to help you become a smarter investor and find hidden investment opportunities. All of this is completely free, so if you want to join Market Briefs and get my investing masterclass, all you have to do is click the link below to sign up. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to continue your financial education journey, I have another video that I think you'll love. All you got to do is click that button right over there. And for those of you who want to stay up to date on the top finance and business news, you can join Market Briefs, my free financial newsletter, by clicking that button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.